Heck of a shot.
Hello everyone, Indonesia is the only country in the world home to the Komodo dragon, a giant reptile with around 3,500 to 500 individuals living on the islands of Komodo, Rinca, Flores, and nearby areas. These lizards are renowned for their powerful bite, generating a force of about 8.8 pounds, enough to inflict serious injuries on livestock like goats, wild boars, and even humans in rare cases. Drop comment number 1 to dive into the thrilling hunting journey of this unique creature. Komodo dragons have dominated Indonesia's tropical islands for millions of years, considered direct descendants of ancient reptiles, with fossil evidence showing their ancestors existed since the Jurassic period. They can reach lengths of up to 3 meters and weigh an average of about 70 kilos, with some adult males reaching 90 kilos. With thick armor-like skin, sharp claws, and sophisticated hunting skills, Komodo dragons are a symbol of wildness and natural power. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, as of 2025, only about 300 to 500 Komodo dragons remain in the wild, a number reflecting the species' vulnerability to threats like habitat loss and human conflict. They have remarkably adapted to the hot, humid climate of Indonesia's islands. Female Komodo dragons lay around 15-25 eggs per season, typically in the late dry season from August to September, digging burrows up to 2 meters deep to bury their eggs, protecting them from predators like wild boars or even other Komodo dragons. As apex predators, Komodo dragons feed on deer goats, birds, and carrion, playing a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance. However, the presence of Komodo dragons poses significant challenges for the environment and local communities. Leftover food such as bone, skin, and organs decomposes slowly in the tropical environment, leading to soil and water pollution near their habitats. With a maximum speed of 20 km/h and the ability to swim across narrow straits, Komodo dragons frequently attack livestock, particularly goats, pigs, and poultry. According to 2024 statistics, approximately 5,000 livestock are lost annually, causing economic damages of up to 5 million, severely impacting the livelihoods of farmers in villages near Komodo National Park. To address these issues, the Indonesian government has launched a controlled hunting campaign involving around 1,000 hunters from across the country, including experienced locals and conservation experts. After rigorous training in hunting techniques, biosafety, and Komodo dragon behavior identification, only 200 hunters were licensed to use firearms. These hunters must be skilled in navigating rugged terrain, particularly near rivers and streams where Komodo dragons often rest or drink. They use hand signals, communication devices, and topographic maps to coordinate seamlessly, ensuring safety when approaching their targets. Komodo dragons possess an acute sense of smell capable of detecting blood or prey from up to 4 kilometers away, making approaching them extremely difficult and dangerous. To avoid detection, hunters often set up temporary tents as hides use camouflage clothing with neutral scents and even apply natural deodorizers like mud to mask body odor. Each hunter is permitted to cull a maximum of 30 Komodo dragons per hunting season, which runs from May to September 2025, when the species is not breeding to minimize impact on the population. The hunting campaign is part of a wildlife management policy aimed at maintaining ecological balance and reducing human-animal conflicts. Hunters must work in groups of at least 4 and are not allowed to act alone to minimize the risk of attack. Do you think this hunt is dangerous? If so, leave comment number 2. If not, leave number 5. Hunters are only permitted to use the .458 Win Mag rifle, specifically designed with armor-piercing bullets to penetrate the thick skin and robust bone structure of Komodo dragons. For effectiveness, they must have excellent eyesight, enabling accurate shots from up to 300 meters, and typically choose clear days without fog to improve visibility. Wet weather, especially during the rainy season from November to March, reduces the ability to spot Komodo dragons as they hide in dense bushes or rocky caves. A common tactic is using bait such as fresh goat or wild boar meat placed in open areas to attract Komodo dragons, increasing success rates by 40%. Thanks to these strategies, approximately 850 Komodo dragons were culled during the 2024 hunting season.
Nanti lari, soalnya udah bangun ya biawaknya.
The hunting campaign not only mitigates economic losses but also aids environmental protection and enhances community livelihoods. After each season, hunters must collect Komodo dragon carcasses and dispose of them per environmental regulations. They submit detailed reports on the number of dragons, culled hunting locations, and population status to the Indonesian National Park Authority, enabling the government to assess the program's effectiveness and refine policies. Each hunter completing their task receives a $500 stipend and permission to process a portion of the Komodo dragon meat, as regulated, such as drying it or selling it, to specialty restaurants, fostering additional income and sustainable resource use.
Lihat bang. Hah, ada. Mantap. That's it bang.
Capturing Komodo dragons by hand is a technique that demands deep understanding of the species' behavior, along with physical strength, agility, and unwavering resolve. Hunters use specialized ropes, metal poles, and weighted nets to restrain aggressive dragons, ensuring safety for both humans and animals. This method is not just a hunting activity, but an art form blending the thrill of the chase with a commitment to preserving Indonesia's natural heritage. Trained hunters are adept at recognizing stress signals in Komodo dragons, such as defensive postures or hissing to minimize pain and ensure humane treatment during capture. Some hunters even keep behavioral logs, contributing valuable data to scientific research on the species.
Wih, mantap bang.
When the hunting season ends, hunters must submit comprehensive reports to the authorities, including details on the number of dragons culled, any incidents that occurred, and observations about their habitat. They are encouraged to study Komodo dragon behavior to avoid unexpected attacks. Safety is the top priority, with strict regulations on equipment checks such as rifles and ropes and team coordination to prevent accidents.
Mantap bang, wih. Wah.
Yes, Komodo dragon meat is used as food, but only a limited amount is permitted for consumption, and this occurs in tightly regulated areas managed by Komodo National Park under strict oversight by authorities. Dragons weighing over 70 kiloi are not allowed for food use due to the risk of toxin accumulation, especially in older individuals, and they must be disposed of according to regulations to prevent disease spread. Each hunter is allowed to process a maximum of 22 kilos of meat, all of which must be inspected by Indonesian health authorities to ensure food safety. These hunting and management measures have proven effective in mitigating the negative impacts of Komodo dragons, while protecting the environment and livelihoods of Indonesians. Do you have any ideas to improve these solutions, such as non-lethal methods or community education programs? Share your thoughts in the comments for us to discuss. Please support our channel with a like and subscribe. Goodbye and see you in the next video. As a seasoned hunter, I've traversed countless wild terrains, but the rugged mountains of Cantabria, Spain, always keep me on edge. This time was no different. With the wild boar population surging at an alarming rate, our team received desperate calls from locals. And so our mission began anew, not just to hunt, but to help restore peace for those whose lives have been disrupted by these destructive beasts. Want to learn more about the hunt? Drop a comment with the number 1 and keep watching this video. We were moving along a ridge in Cantabria in August 2024, where the rugged terrain and thick underbrush forced us to tread carefully. Suddenly, the barking of hounds erupted about 50 meters ahead. Instinct kicked in my grip, tightening on the rifle, and I rushed toward the sound. A wild boar was caught in the thicket. All of a sudden, it burst free and bolted with astonishing speed. We immediately gave chase. Shots rang out as we tried to bring it down. Finally, a well-placed shot dropped the boar, now fully surrounded by our pack of hounds. I fired one more round to be sure. After nearly 20 minutes of silence, the hounds erupted again, this time from the other side of the Cantabria ridge. "Something's out there," I whispered, finger already on the trigger. Then, like a bolt of lightning, a massive herd of wild boars charged down the slope. One boar took a hit, but the others escaped. We weren't about to give up. Soon enough, the dogs cornered another. This time there was no way out. The boar hesitated for a moment, then staggered and tumbled down the hill. A perfect shot. The chase lasted only seconds, but the adrenaline of a life-or-death sprint lingered. The herd scattered in every direction, but with our skilled hounds, we kept up the chase. "I've got one," I called over the radio, breathing, steady eyes locked on the target. I raised my rifle, took aim. Boom! The boar flinched, reeling from the hit. I didn't hesitate, rushing forward and firing another shot to bring it down for good. A surge of exhilaration and relief washed over the team after the intense pursuit. As I caught my breath, the action continued across the Cantabria ridge. Javier had a target in his sights, firing several shots, but this was no ordinary boar. It was powerful, cunning, and not going down easily. Despite taking multiple hits, it broke free. But we had a plan. Another hunter had moved into position ahead. We didn't need to chase. Exhaustion would bring it down sooner or later. After a brief rest, we pressed on with the hunt in the Cantabria Mountains. Suddenly, a strange sound echoed from the brush to our right. I raised my hand, signaling the team to halt. Then, boom! A massive wild boar burst out, eyes wild with panic. I didn't hesitate, raising my rifle finger on the trigger. After it, I shouted. We charged forward, determined not to let it escape. Just when we thought we'd lost its trail, Miguel spotted it hiding in the thicket. This time it had no chance. The predator had become the prey. We heard another strange sound. Sure enough, another wild boar crashed through the thick grass. I held my breath, pulled the trigger. Boom! The boar staggered, took a few unsteady steps, and collapsed. A final triumph capped off a day full of drama. Wild boars, sometimes weighing over 150 kilos, have long plagued Cantabria's rural communities with relentless destruction. Traditional defenses like fences or traps can't contain these clever, stubborn beasts. So we're left with one last option: hunting. Now the 7-hour chase in the deep Cantabria forest began at dawn in August 2024. Our team followed a narrow trail venturing deep into the woods. Suddenly, the hunting dogs barked fiercely, a clear signal. We immediately picked up the pace, deploying a surrounding formation. I loaded my rifle and fired as soon as I got the signal. The wild boar was taken down cleanly in a flash. A perfect start. Right after felling the first one, I quickly reloaded, ready for whatever might come next. Suddenly, another wild boar charged down from higher ground. I didn't hesitate and pulled the trigger. One shot was enough, and the beast dropped on the spot. In the stillness of the Cantabria forest, the sound of wild boars crashing through the brush was unmistakable. We didn't rush, patiently waiting until they were in our sights, then fired. The gunshot echoed through the forest, and just moments later, another boar lay motionless on the forest floor. Holding high ground always gives hunters an advantage. From an elevated lookout in Cantabria, we had a clear view, making our shots more effective. Maria, the only female hunter in our group, locked eyes with a small herd. As they approached, she pulled the trigger. Unfortunately, they managed to escape. We repositioned and deployed a new ambush strategy. Before long, a herd appeared and Carlos, the closest hunter, fired. With a single decisive shot, the boar collapsed motionless on the spot. Observing from a distance, we spotted a familiar dark shape running. The hunter beside me took a confident shot. Just a few steps later, the boar dropped dead. More wild boars charged out of the Cantabria forest, rushing like a storm. As they fled in panic, we fired relentlessly. When the dust settled, several boars lay motionless, left behind in the depths of the forest. Day and night, locals lived in constant fear as crops were uprooted, trash cans ransacked, and vehicles collided with these four-legged beasts on highways. They breed rapidly, destroy everything in their path, and show no fear of humans. Authorities are helpless, locals are frustrated, and that's when hunters like us step in. The most intense wild boar hunt of 2024 kicks off right now in Cantabria. Seasoned hunters gather gearing up at the foot of the mountain to begin the chase. We split into groups, taking positions along the slopes with a clear view of the valley below. The barking of the hunting dogs grows louder, a clear sign that the target is being fiercely pursued. There it is, a massive wild boar trying to escape in panic. Without hesitation, I raise my rifle aim and fire. Following the dog's barking, I catch a glimpse of another boar moving into view. I don't give it a chance firing again. A series of quick, precise shots brings it down easily. From my ambush point in Cantabria, I scan the area searching for the next target. Before long, I spot a boar staggering from the dry brush in the valley below. It's a long shot beyond the range for a standard shot, but I know I don't have a second chance. I take a deep breath, steady my hands, and pull the trigger. The gunshot rings out, and just a beat later, the boar collapses. It's a mix of surprise, adrenaline, and pride. Not luck, but skill and confidence in myself paying off. I quietly weave through the Cantabria brush, each step silent and cautious. Peering through the foliage, I spot a boar in a clearing. I quickly pursue, closing the distance, and when it's in my sights, I fire. Everything goes surprisingly smoothly. A strong start like this is always a sign of a successful hunting day. Do you like this wild boar hunt? If yes, leave comment number 2. If no, leave number 5. After a tense chase, the wild boar herd scatters in all directions. I quickly move to a thicket in Cantabria for an ambush. Time crawls by each second, feeling like a century, but I know patience always pays off. Suddenly, a boar charges out its footsteps, giving me just enough warning. I don't hesitate, sharp reflexes kick in. A crisp shot rings out and the boar drops. A swift, clean, and decisive ambush. In a rich ecosystem like Cantabria, wild boars love to hide, so I know more are still lurking. I keep searching. A dark shadow darts by a gunshot, echoes, but I don't stop. I find fresh tracks, then another opportunity. A small group of boars moves into my sights. A few precise shots later, they're down. An efficient ambush, just the way I like it. After several tense encounters, the team started feeling fatigued. But just as we paused to rest, more wild boars appeared sneaking through the dense foliage in Cantabria. Wasting no time, we flushed them out of their hiding spots. As a few burst from the bushes, I raised my rifle and pulled the trigger. Quick and precise shots, despite their agility and alertness, our experience and composure under pressure gave them no chance to escape. In the forest, boars occasionally darted through the thickets. We didn't miss a beat, relentlessly pursuing, surrounding, and seizing every opportunity to strike. Last night, residents of Santonia, Cantabria barely slept as wild boars repeatedly invaded the town, causing chaos. With the situation growing increasingly severe, we immediately deployed a response team. Throughout the night, after following multiple clues, everything pointed to one direction. These wild beasts may have migrated from the nearby Saja Bisaya National Park. As usual, we set out early in August 2024, heading into the Cantabria forest where wild boars were hiding. Everyone on the team was fully equipped with weapons essential gear, and most importantly, our loyal hunting dogs, indispensable partners in any boar hunt. As soon as we positioned ourselves, a herd of wild boars suddenly burst out from the distance in a frantic escape. Without hesitation, we locked onto our targets and fired. The gunfire echoed through the forest. One bullet struck a boar which tumbled a few times before collapsing. The first trophy of the day. About 100 meters away in Cantabria, we hid eyes scanning every movement in the dense forest. The familiar rifle was loaded and ready. All that was left was waiting for the right moment. After 10 minutes, the sudden sound of pounding hooves broke the silence. I adjusted my aim and pulled the trigger decisively. The gunshot shattered the stillness, and the boar I targeted dropped instantly. A clean, precise shot ending the tense wait and bringing an unmatched sense of satisfaction. But that wasn't the end. We quickly reloaded, ready for the next tense confrontation. As we moved along the leaf-covered slopes of Cantabria, an unexpected sight emerged. A herd of wild boars suddenly appeared, charging like a storm, shaking the entire forest. Determined not to lose the trail, we picked up speed, closed in, and quickly narrowed the gap. Before long, the rifle fired again, and an adult boar was taken down in a flash. I caught up with one that had broken from the herd, swiftly choosing a strategic shooting position. As it charged past, I acted immediately, dropping it with a clean shot, giving it no chance to escape. With relentless pursuit and closing in, the remaining wild boars had no choice but to reveal themselves. When a target showed signs of exhaustion and broke from the herd, that's when we struck. In a hail of bullets, each precise shot meant another boar down. We took down all kinds, from agile, medium-sized ones to large, battle-hardened beasts. Every trophy was the result of patient skill and perfect teamwork amid the wild Cantabria landscape. Moving to a new ambush point in Cantabria, something suspicious suddenly caught the team's attention. Wasting no time, we took our positions, eyes scanning every corner of the surrounding area. There it was. A familiar dark shape emerged. I held my breath, pulled the trigger with determination, and the boar dropped instantly, ending a thrilling chase. Cantabria, located in northern Spain, is renowned for its stunning beaches and rugged mountain landscapes. However, beneath this beauty lies an increasingly uncontrollable threat: the wild boar population explosion. According to local authorities, over 250 hectares of crops were destroyed in 2023, alone putting hundreds of farmers in a difficult situation. The problem is compounded by the fact that wild boars have no natural predators here, allowing their numbers to surge unchecked. This situation has prompted several hunting groups to take action, including ours, in the hopes of curbing this escalating threat. As soon as we arrived in the western mountains of Cantabria, one of the region's wild boar hotspots, we took our positions. It didn't take long. Just a few minutes later, we spotted a boar running at high speed. Without hesitation, we pursued and fired, bringing in the first prize of the day. To our surprise, it wasn't just one boar, but several others nearby. The air suddenly filled with the sound of barking dogs and the wild boar's screeches, making the atmosphere tense and charged.
At. Çek abi, çek boltu çek. İnsanlara dikkat.
We continued with a series of relentless attacks, taking down several boars right on the spot. What shocked me the most was their size, massive, muscular, with bodies as thick as monsters hiding in the forest. After leaving the woods, we moved to a lower hill in Cantabria with a clear view ideal for spotting targets. From there, I fixed my sights on a massive, powerful alpha boar fleeing. Holding my breath, I lined up the perfect shot and brought it down with a single bullet. The team then shifted focus to the other boars nearby, hoping to take down a few more. Following a trail through the brush of Cantabria, I quietly set up an ambush. Then suddenly a wild boar charged out. Without thinking, I raised my rifle and fired a shot with experience, ending it instantly. As I scanned the area for more targets, a herd suddenly appeared, their fur bristling as if sensing danger. They scattered chaotically through the brush. After observing for a moment, I spotted one rushing through my line of sight. I seized the opportunity, squeezed the trigger, and landed a fatal shot. We continued the pursuit and brought down a few more. What surprised us was how many wild boars were still out there. Then unexpectedly, a lone boar attempted to escape by running along the slope of the Cantabria mountain. I spotted it just in time and took it down with a perfect shot. The further we went, the more signs and clues we found. Following the trail, we reached a dense thicket. Finally, I identified the target rifle ready and aimed straight for the weak spot. The shot rang out and the boar dropped immediately. Wild boars can breed year-round, with each litter consisting of 6 to 10 piglets. If left unchecked, they will continue to destroy crops and threaten the livelihoods of the people of Cantabria. While we managed to take down quite a few today in the grand scheme, this is just a small chapter in the long battle against these intelligent and dangerous creatures. Thank you for watching this video to the end. please support us with a like and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye, and we'll see you in the next video. The richness of nature is reflected not only in diverse ecosystems, but also in the existence of unique animal species. One such species is the red fox, known for its vibrant red fur and sharp eyes. The red fox is a symbol of intelligence and agility, often found in forests, grasslands, and suburban areas of North America. Drop comment number 1 to explore more about the red fox. The presence of red foxes not only helps maintain ecological balance, but also enhances the natural beauty of their habitats. With their remarkable adaptability, red foxes are a testament to the wonder and richness of nature that we must protect. In the states of New South Wales and Victoria, where foxes frequently appear and attack farms, the primary cause is human encroachment into their natural habitats, forcing foxes to seek food at farms. This has created a challenging situation for farmers who are concerned not only about the safety of their families, but also about economic losses. The increase in fox attacks has raised alarm among farming communities as they face significant damages and struggle to protect their poultry. However, the red fox's adaptation to urban environments can also lead to invasive behaviors in residential areas, including suburban farms. When natural food sources become scarce, red foxes may venture into human-populated areas to search for food, resulting in attacks on poultry farms or food storage sites. These behaviors not only cause property damage, but also raise concerns about the safety of residents and pets. The increasing conflicts between red foxes and humans in 2025 call for effective management measures to mitigate these situations while protecting both the red foxes and the community. To implement hunting measures effectively and humanely, choosing the right location is crucial. Areas without urban activity, such as deep forests in the Rocky Mountains or remote wilderness in Canada, are ideal for conducting hunts. Here, both humans and wildlife have their own space, reducing conflicts and ensuring community safety. Do you agree with this approach? If yes, leave comment number 2. If not, leave number 5. When hunting red foxes, thorough preparation is essential to ensure safety and effectiveness. First, hunters must have a valid permit and understand Canada's fox hunting regulations to protect wildlife. Equipping a high-accuracy rifle with a 200-meter range and a quality scope is crucial, along with camouflage clothing to avoid detection. Hunters also need protective gear to shield themselves from external elements. When approaching red foxes, maintaining a safe distance is essential. Hunters should observe from afar, about 150 meters, to assess the fox's behavior and only move closer when certain it won't be startled. When the target is within shooting range, act decisively but cautiously, ensuring the shot is accurate and swift. Decisiveness and attention to safe distance not only increase the likelihood of success but also protect the hunter and the surrounding environment. However, this approach also raises ethical and sustainability concerns. Hunting may lead to a decline in red fox populations, disrupting ecosystem balance and potentially causing long-term conflicts between humans and wildlife. Therefore, while hunting can yield immediate results, it must be conducted responsibly and combined with conservation measures to ensure long-term harmony between agriculture and nature. Instead, we can use environmentally friendly trapping methods, a more effective and humane solution for managing red fox populations. Modern traps are designed to avoid injuring animals, allowing them to be safely captured without harm. By placing traps in areas where foxes frequently roam in suburban Ontario, we can control their numbers without resorting to killing. This approach not only protects the fox species, but also maintains ecological balance in the region, while demonstrating human responsibility toward nature. Additionally, creating suitable habitats for red foxes can enable more proactive control without the negative impacts of hunting. By establishing conservation areas in the Canadian prairies or ecological zones where red foxes can live and find food naturally, we can reduce human-wildlife conflicts. Simultaneously, educating communities about the importance of red foxes in ecosystems and how to safely interact with them can raise awareness and alleviate concerns. These measures not only help maintain biodiversity, but also protect the interests of farmers and communities, fostering harmony between humans and nature without resorting to hunting or other negative interventions. Thank you for watching the video. Please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the latest videos. See you in the next videos.